Welcome back, family. So, recently, Christian rapper DEE-1, or conscious rapper, I gotta be honest with you, I really don't know who this guy is. I wasn't aware of him until he started trending, and I decided to do a little background check. But he's been under fire from the OGs of the game because he recently went on Sway and did an interview where he called out specifically Meek Mill's, Rick Ross, and Jim Jones for not creating age-appropriate music. He is challenging them to make music that is more uplifting to the community instead of the stuff that they're giving us, stuff that they've been giving us since we were introduced to them. Now, I could surely understand DEE-1's point of view, but these guys didn't take it well. I gotta say, Meek Mill, all he did was retweet saying, yeah, we can do both. But Rick Ross and Jim Jones got their panties in a bunch responding to DEE-1 in a way that was a little more aggressive than the initial statements were. They didn't need to go at him like this, but they did. I gotta be honest with you, I myself make music that is age appropriate. I have had some people, some friends that knew me from back then say, your music is a little soft now. It's not what it used to be. Well, I'm not what I'm used to be. I'm a lot older now. I'm a different person. You have to meet your music where you are, in my opinion. I'm not going to be talking about wilding out the way I did back then because I'm not doing this stuff now. I'm established. I got a family. This is what I'm talking about, what my experience is as I am today. So my music and all music should be as authentic as possible, and I believe that's what DEE-1's challenge was to these guys, but he certainly didn't take it that way. Let's take a listen to how Rick Ross and Jim Jones responded to DEE-1's statements, and I'll get back to you and give you my opinions on this at the end.
Sway, God got me on a hold, bro, like my
Let's
pad.
go.
Yo, with that being said, it's the OGs who I like to call DGs because they're disappointing grown-ups.
Ooh.
That's what they are. It's the OGs in hip-hop. It's the ones that's 40-something years old. And, man, I hate when I see these gray-haired clout chasers who still talking about, and I send my young boys to come and wet your whole block up, and da-da-da, and they still glorifying this. I look at with a Jim Jones, you could do better, brother. I love you too much. I love you too much to not be honest with you. Rick Ross, you could do better, brother. Meek Mill, you could do better, brother. I love you too much not to be honest with you. Are you the face of prison reform? Cause are you the face of prison reform? Or are you sitting here on your new song with Ross talking about getting somebody murked and shot at the red light? Which one is it, bro? Which one is it, bro? Cause I did a shoe giveaway in my city and gave out 1,300 pairs of your shoes cause they said reform underneath them. And I love that you partnered with a major shoe company and you out here pushing prison reform. But now I gotta sit here like, man, this man glorifying getting people killed as of a week ago. Like, what are you doing, bro? Lil Snoop really got killed. That broke your heart. You wear him around your neck. Why are you glorifying the same thing when my best friend got killed? When Carl got killed, New Orleans know who I'm talking about. When Carl got killed and I had to go to his funeral and read the eulogy and be part of the funeral, and I got back in my car, Sway, after the funeral, and I turned on my music and I realized I'm listening to music that's glorifying the same stuff that just happened to my best friend. It gave me chills. And I needed that moment. That was my come to Jesus moment of like, D, you got to do something different, brother, cause you have a taste for this poison, but you're attracted to the poison. And rap is great. The rap game, hip hop industry is great at cooking up some delicious poison.
Meek Mill, you could do better. Jim Jones, you could do better. Rick Ross, you could do better. I gotta see you do better. Wait, little man, whoever you is, until you feed the kids where you from for 20 years straight. Don't question Rose. Wait until you buy 10,000 bikes, 10,000 trikes. Give all the young girls who pregnant Pampers for Christmas for 20 years straight. Don't question boss. You heard me, little man? Get that basket off your head so you could think clear, little man. You going viral for speaking on niggas' names, not because of your talent, not because of your gift. Go viral, player, off of your wisdom that you sharing. You speaking on this, yeah, Meek Mill. You just, boy, you know how many niggas died this summer? They released self-destruction. It's niggas dying right now. It's gonna be niggas don't make it to see in the morning. Get that basket off your head, boy, and come together with real niggas around the world. So when your grandma need a kidney, nigga. Since you want to go viral, I'm going to show you how to go viral, little man. But go viral feeding them kids in your hood. Go viral giving them bikes away. Go viral Christmas time. Now, don't be saying, Jim Jones just gave away goddamn 6 figures worth of clothes in his hood. And you a nigga who talking. Looking vegan, knowing you eat more goddamn Piggly Wiggly bacon than any other nigga out here. Shut up.
Rick Ross! First of all, I love you, brother, and I want you to know that because you sounded a little upset in your video reply to me. But I love you too much to not be honest with you. And right now, you're deflecting. I was talking about your lyrical content, and you talking about turkeys. I'm talking about you as a hip-hop OG still glorifying murder and drug dealing in your music. And you talking about turkeys? Bro, more people are streaming your music than eating your turkeys. You could believe that, brother. Oh, then you can make fun of my accent and my hair, brother. That's lightweight, you hear me? What am I doing to help my community? Well, my whole adult life, I've been a middle school teacher. Now I'm a full-time hip-hop artist. Just dropped my 10th album. It's called Uno. You should check it out, actually. I've helped to give out hundreds of thousands of dollars in college scholarships for students around this country. Done financial literacy tours year after year, brother. Shoe drives, toy drives, voter registration rallies, prison ministry. I'm currently a professor at Tufts University teaching the intersection of hip-hop and social change, and I'm a fellow at Harvard University. Ultimately, I'm just trying my best to do God's work in this industry, bro. Then you said, won't I go viral with my own content? Brother, you a little late to the party. I've been successful for a while, man, and not having to glorify the things that's harmful to our community. Could you do that? I'm curious. Bro, I work with some of the same artists as you. The Game, Lupe, Big Crit, Juvenile, Manny Fresh, Currency, Kevin Gates, Sway, Charlemagne. These people know me, man. So as black men, let's do our best to do God's work and not glorify what's holding us down, man.
But what about what he said, though? Is there any credence to what is there any credence to what he said about
I don't care about what he said.
Okay.
That boy don't know me. I know his trick. You know, you're using my name for famous all good, but you don't know me. You don't know nothing about my life. I do more in 1 month for people than he'll ever do in his whole life. Mm-hmm. You heard?
Yeah.
Like I really give back to the people. I don't care about none of the rhetoric he talking about. I grew up in the church. You're not gonna do none of that to me. But I really do a lot.
Yeah.
For the people.
Mm-hmm. He talked about lyrics.
I don't care about none of that.
Okay.
In real life, I do a lot for the people. Now let's line up to the statistics. Mm-hmm. You talking or you doing? Mm-hmm. You heard? You talk a good one. What have you done?
Yeah.
You did? Yeah. You know how many people I watch get killed that I grew up as my friends and things like that? I don't get scared straight. I stand up stronger and fight for my people and do for my people every single day. Mm-hmm. Miss me with the rhetoric about what I do in my music. I get money off my music. Don't tell me how to make my dollars. But what I do for the people, from my heart, can't nobody tell me about at all. And I've been doing it since I got in this game, even before I got in this game. When I was buying my dudes, my close ones, long john shirts and Scully hats because we didn't have no money on Christmas. And now it's the Christmas gift. Mm-hmm. You heard? For everybody.
Talk about it.
Okay. Them Christmas gifts can turn even to way bigger things, but that's not what we hear about. I don't like to hear people mention my name, especially when you don't know me. Because that's very touchy.
Yeah.
You gotta watch whose names you mentioning out here. Mm-hmm. You heard?
Yeah.
Because my little cousin might not like how you mention my name. You heard? And then he might want to slap a dread out your head just because he don't understand that you're using my name for fame and he don't understand that.
Yeah.
There's a certain way to go about certain things when you're using certain people's names. I'm not promoting violence.
Right.
You heard?
Say that.
I'm just saying that when you do certain things, it's a reaction for every action.
Yeah.
And you don't know who loves me to the death that they don't want to hear nobody mention my name in no type of ill light on no type of social media or anywhere like that. You heard? Mm-hmm. I got a family, right? He got a family, right? He wouldn't want nobody mentioning his name in no ill light. Now, if you want to have a conversation, there was a way to go about doing that.
What's the best way?
It's out now. It ain't no best way to have a conversation. He got to see me when he see me now.
Okay.
You heard?
If he reached out.
He had the chance. He could have reached out. That avenue of talking to me is out.
That's out.
You heard?
Yeah.
I would have loved to have a conversation with that young man to enlighten him on certain things when he was mentioning my name. I had the same conversation with Farrakhan.
2 things I would never do. Number 1, I would never publicly call out someone for vices or shortcomings that they're dealing with personally. So you dealing with this as a man behind the scenes and you struggling with this, but I'm gonna go put that on Front Street publicly. No. Public actions and public messages deserve public responses. Exactly. So I never do that because that's bullying and taking advantage of somebody. That's number one. Number two, I will never talk about the teenagers and the little young dudes that's still in their 20s, they're still trying to figure life out. They dealing with trauma. They getting popular and famous off of glorifying a bunch of messages that's getting them paid, but it might not be the healthiest for the community. They brain is still developing until they're the age of 27. I will never call them out in such a way that's like, man, y'all got to do better, da-da-da. We here to teach them. But they looking up to the OGs in their 30s, in their 40s, and in their 50s. So if you in that type of bracket and you still out here practicing willful ignorance, you know better, but you choosing not to do better.
Some accountability.
All right, y'all. As you can see, I'm a new channel trying to grow. If you like the content, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Please be sure to leave a like if you've gotten this far, and click the notification bell so you know when I upload new content. Thank you for your help. Now let's get back to our program. What I got from D1's interview is a call for accountability. And these guys were dodging this as if they were running from police. Rick Ross went and did his Rick Ross thing, approached it in a hilarious fashion. I always like to hear Rick Ross talk. This guy is a comedian as far as I'm concerned. But he went on to say, well, you know, don't worry about me. I give out turkeys. Okay, good. That's a positive thing. But you're not giving turkeys all over the world because your music reaches all over the world. And to the young, impressionable boys and girls that listen to your music, thinking drug dealing is the only way, killing and murdering is an everyday thing, your music has poisoned the mind of those kids. Jim Jones went as far as to threaten the man. Come on, Jimmy. I don't see where it needs to get this aggressive. The man simply made a statement, and for some reason, his statement seemed to hit a nerve with you. You are a very emotional guy. You do wear your emotions on your sleeve, and for whatever reason, he struck a nerve with you, and you could see how emotional and how threatened or hurt Jimmy was by the statement of having accountability. Jimmy, do you feel guilty about the poison that you've put out into the community? Is that it? Well, if you do, there's a way to reconcile all that. Start preaching or putting out music that can positively affect these kids. It's not too late. You have recently been labeling yourself a lobby boy. You calling yourself a lobby boy is only trying to go back to who you were at some point. You're not that anymore. Start rapping about how the light bills in your mansion is astronomically high. We want to hear that. We don't want to hear you talking no nonsense because you're not about that anymore. You damn near 50, Jimmy. When is the growing up going to happen for you? Why are you threatening this guy as if he's a nobody? I tell you what, you have family that can be offended by the things that he says, and I don't see how anyone with a working brain could take offense to whatever D1 said. It was not that offensive. I can't see anybody attacking him for what he said, but I can see people, D1's people. What, you don't think he has family? I can see his people attacking you for the way that you came at him. In this situation, you the aggressor and you are in the wrong. For some reason, Jimmy is feeling some kind of way about people shining a light on him, telling him that his music has been poisoned, and for some reason, it's not sitting well with him. Maybe he knows personally someone who died pumping his music on the way to some bullshit. I can't tell you. Now, I don't want to come across as some sort of preacher or trying to lecture these guys. I'm saying what I'm saying, addressing these three specifically, Jimmy, Rick Ross, and Meek Mills, because they're older and they should know better. I do understand that this is a music industry and it's a business. You want to make your money. But again, like I said, I understand it's a business. We're all here to make money. I get it. And a lot of times, the positive stuff doesn't get airplay. We know who's doing this. We know who's pulling the strings, the puppeteers, the puppet masters, putting the nonsense to the forefront because it's detrimental to the community as a whole. And they want us to stay at the bottom. So they push the garbage that's going to keep us underneath their heels for a longer period of time. The idea that you guys are feeding your family from the money you've made is great. But you've also left a trail of destruction behind you, and you can't reach back to get everyone that you influence in a negative fashion. That's all I'll say. Look, I'll say this. I'm not a person who listens to Christian rap. I didn't even know who D1 was until he went viral recently. And I'm not saying this in his defense because I'm a fan. I just agree with the messaging that he has and puts forward, and he is thinking beyond dollar signs and keeps his community in mind. With that, I'm going to leave you with a verse from him that I like very much, and I hope you do too.
Let's go in. Now every rapper need to lose their deals and earn them back. Most of them then let the industry take them and turn them whack. I be spitting from the soul so they feel you, boy. I want your ear and your heart like Amelia. Boy, stop snitching. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard of. That's why nobody spoke up when my dog got murdered. Everybody trying to stay true to the rules. Forget the rules if the rules was devised by fools. Most rappers is puppets that can't be avoided. Being used for their stupidity, then getting exploited by a man with a different color skin. But homie, we grown men, so that's why I blame us and them. Me and you, we're David, the industry's Goliath. I'm here to fight it, and all that trash, I don't buy it. When I was lost, I used to look up to these cats. Now I pray for these cats. How you love that? A young, dumb, desperate, money-hungry rapper. First a label sees him, then they go in for the capture. Precisely what they're after, another pawn. Talking about the people you killed. Pop, 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 pop. Hold on. They also like it when you talk about your drugs. How much you sell them for? 18.5? Oh, that's what's up. I'm trying not to point, but I hope you get the point. These cats ain't running the game right. I'ma get the point. Fight him, battle him. The media stay instigating. To us it's real beef, to them it's instant ratings. Then when somebody gets shot, it's such a problem. That same media is not saying we should stop the violence. Ancestors of ours are screaming from the grave, cause physically we free, but we still some mental slaves.